It's let's keep it real with Am. Let's go. Real talk, raw facts. We don't move slow. She cut through the drama like a blade to the noise. Southern Belle with the truth. Don't play with the voice. Ay, let's keep it real with Am. Let's go. Real talk, raw facts. We don't move slow. She cut through the drama like a blade to the noise. Southern Belle with the truth. Don't play with the voice. We talk fake friends, side dudes, heartbreak too. Baby mamas, baby daddies, nothing off the menu. She ain't scared to speak it. Now she built for the flame. Say your name without say your name. If it's smoke, it's the same. Energy loud, T stay hot. Truth hit different when it land on the spot. So fix your face, don't flinch, don't scam. It's the queen of real talk, yeah, that's Am. Let's keep it real with Am. Let's go. Real talk, raw facts, we don't move slow. She cut through the drama like a blade to the noise. Southern Belle with the truth, don't play with the voice. Ay, let's keep it real with Am. Let's go. Real talk, raw facts, we don't move slow. She cut through the drama like a blade to the noise. Southern Belle with the truth, don't play with the voice.
Hey everyone, come on in, come on in. Let me see. Hey y'all, come on in. Let me turn on the light. Can y'all hear me? Are y'all able to hear me? Are y'all able to hear me? Y'all come on in, hit that like button, and let's come on in because see, Tia. You ain't right, girl. You are not right. You should not be reporting on this. You should not be reporting. My son. Hold on, y'all. Y'all hear me? I do have like a semi-echo because it's my mic. But yeah, hey Hattie, hey Tell Me Why, hey Kimberly, hey Real T, what's up Hammy Pooh, what's up Misunderstood, what's up It's Me, what's up Ashley, what's up Kiara, what's up Chosen, what's up everybody. Y'all come on in, because what they thought they didn't get today. And now y'all, guess what? They talk big shit, right? And I ain't gonna talk no big shit, okay? Hey Miss Sunshine. I'm not going to talk no big shit because I don't know what's going to take place. What's up, Cree? But they talk that, yeah, Holly not coming home and, all this stuff. And she'll be in jail. She'll be this. But I see some people kind of, changing their little tune just a little bit. Because, they being more humble. They wasn't humble before, right? They was not humble. What's up, Ashley? They was not humble. And they being just a little bit more humble. What's up, Brown Sugar? And it's so crazy because y'all, let me show y'all. Yeah, they talking scared, y'all. Hey, Shay, they talking too scared. Let me show y'all something that Tia posted. Y'all, Tia don't need to be on this case, period. That's all I'm going to say. She don't need to be on it. But she says, charges against Quadasia Holly Johnson have been upgraded. She now has 6 charges and more to come. She posted this 3 hours ago, right? So you have all Ramika supporters in there thinking that it's a whole nother, it's more charges to come, right? Because it already was 6 counts. They not charges, they 6 counts. And I guess they thinking it's 12 now altogether because that's how she made it seem like, right? But that's not the case here, y'all. That is definitely not the case here. I do get that she is being biased, reporting is biased, and she proves to me every time that she's biased when it comes to this situation, right? So this time I really did take notes. And let me see. Let me get my notes. So I want to clear it. I want to clear this up because the wording is misleading. Tia posted that the charges was upgraded and that there are now 6 charges. I don't know if she was meaning 12 or what. But that is not how this works. You cannot upgrade beyond first degree murder, y'all. You cannot upgrade beyond first degree murder. There's nothing higher than that, okay? Now, Holly is already sitting in jail on first degree murder, right? So again, there's nothing upgrade than above that, right? The court documents list 6 counts, but there are 6 legal theories of the same charge, not 6 new charges added, okay? Those are the same 6 counts we already discussed yesterday, that they already was happy and shouting about yesterday. Nothing new today. Those are the same thing, okay? So prosecutors do this all the time. They stack counts so that if one theory doesn't hold up in court, they'll have others to fall back on. It's a strategy, okay? It's not a sign of strength, okay? In fact, stacking multiple theories often means the case isn't airtight. So they're covering their bases. So really, the case ain't no strong case. So they trying to just in case one thing failed, they'll have something else to back up on, okay? That's all they're doing. And y'all, Tia has not reported on this case since court December the 23rd. So presenting this today as new or upgraded information is misleading, Miss Tia Ewing. It's misleading. Period. It is misleading. I don't care how you try to slice it, but it is misleading. Yes, she do, Miss Red. Yes, she do. She is so biased. Thank you for my first super chat, Pammy Pooh. I appreciate it. Thank you, Miss Ashley. Keep coming with facts. Love you, beautiful. Love you too. Hey, Blueberry Boots. So, y'all, again, Tia. Hey, Nataria. So, again, y'all. Yep. So she is reporting this bias, and it means, I want y'all to get this together. All it means is they're trying to make sure that they're covered so that if one count falls through, they will have another one to fall on. Okay. Now, Holly did show for court. It is a continuation for tomorrow, which is good, y'all, because per family, the judge said that he has not had a chance to go over the motion, and he wants to read over the motion and be fair, okay? And be fair. So they said, y'all, because if the judge sit down and go through the motion, they know they ass is in trouble. Okay, that's just all to it. Thank you, Misunderstood. Smart can't play with facts. Exactly. So they already know what time it is. What's up, Spicy? They already know what time it is. They don't have a strong case. They trying to sound confident, but you know they sounding a little more humble today because they don't know what tomorrow might bring. Now I hear people saying, "No, you can't override what another judge do or say." That's a lie, and seen it happen. That is a lie. They have overrode what other judges say. So I don't know where that came from, but that is absolute not true. Y'all really talking crazy. Y'all really talking crazy like, oh, she should get 60 years. She should get this. She should get that. But y'all, what's up, Thuggin? But y'all, if it was your family member in that situation, I don't think you all will be feeling that way. I have heard so many insensitive, like y'all say we are, so insensitive things about Holly and her family. And I get everybody is mad at Holly, so I get that part. But her family didn't do anything. Her family did not do nothing. Okay? Nothing. So y'all don't let nobody tell y'all anything different. Those 6 counts don't mean nothing, y'all. All those mean is they got backup in case something, because they got holes in their story. Just put it like that. They got holes in their story and they had to have backup. That's it. Don't let nobody tell y'all nothing different. I don't care who's the loudest. I don't care who's the toughest. Don't let nobody take your integrity and make you think anything different, y'all. All we can do is just pray that Holly comes home, because a woman defended herself and her baby should not be back there, okay? It's a lot of stuff that they be saying. I understand that this lady lost her life, but if you are acting a plumb fool, okay, if you acting a plumb freaking fool, and guess what? You don't, anything is bound to happen. If you're being aggressive, you can't be aggressive to everybody and this, that, and you just can't do it. No, they wouldn't, Ashley. They would not. So I don't get some of the stuff that people have been saying. Everybody want to, oh, no, they lying. No, they lying. No. It's no lying when it comes to this. It's no lying. It is what it is. The judge continued because he wants to go over the motion. He hadn't had a chance to go over the motion. So I don't blame him. It's just that simple. Yeah, but what's up, Danny? But guess what? They reaching. But honey, they sound real sad today. They a little more humble today. They just knew for sure that, she wasn't coming home. They now that they know that the judge is gonna read that motion, they scared. Okay. They like, oh hell, she may be coming home if they read everything. Because our princess or our angel, she wasn't the sweetest. Hey, Shamise, she wasn't the sweetest, right? And y'all, I came across a video. I don't know if y'all looked at it, but it was really a decent video. I'm going to play it. Hold on. I have no idea who it is. Let's see. Hey, D. All they have to do is read the law. Yeah, read the law. Definitely talking slow and dragging content. Let me see. They was on TikTok live today, y'all. I was like, what? They was mad over there today. I think T put it up.
Mo, we was in court.
It's on
The
TikTok.
judge just gave her Miranda rights, telling her she had to be in court, to appear to every court date. Someone took that as in she will be released.
Nobody took that. Okay. So what they tried to say was
not stated in court.
So they tried to say that Amora said that the judge was releasing Holly. If he released her, that she would have to come to court. That is not the case. The judge did not. That is not what Amora was saying. What Amora was saying was the judge said if she is released, she will have to appear in court every time it's for court. That I read Amora's post. That's not what she said. But again, they will twist your words. What's up, call me Nelly?
What was stated was that the defense attorney and the state's attorney both emailed the judge evidence or whatever they emailed the judge. He wants to look over that, and her detention
Thank you, Miss Sunshine.
will be scheduled for tomorrow at 9:00. He did have a jury trial today. Wasn't pretty much not to say she did plead not guilty. They did put a motion in for her records or whatever to be sealed or whatever. The public can't see that. And that was pretty much it. Her mother was there, and like Optima said, the mother was more so. She just was. She I won't say she had. She just looked like, she was there to support her daughter. She wasn't there on no BS. She didn't have like no ill will feelings. I didn't get that vibe from her. I already did pull her out a couple of times to speak to her about what was going on. Optima's off teacup, so I'll let her finish filling you in, Mo.
I don't even know how I went on teacup. I didn't do anything. But yeah, she basically, how the judge will say, read you basically your rights. She was formally arraigned. So in the arraignment, he has to, allow you to take a plea. Typically they won't read the full indictment because it's several pages. So Ari Wade,
Yeah, that was Shay that was just talking.
The right, their right to hear the indictment reading, so they didn't read the indictment. But he did just explain to her that she has to show up to court every day because she is now arraigned. And I think they took that with him telling her she has to show up on time to court to every hearing, not every day, but every hearing. They took that as him saying, if I let you out tomorrow, you must attend all court dates. That isn't what was said.
And that's why you don't have people say.
So,
you know,
then what was said? Because that's if. It's a big if. They don't want this girl to come home. They trying to do everything they can. They sound sad over there, and it's crazy.
That's why you can't listen to everybody. They tell that to everybody they keep in there. Even when they're in jail, they have some people be having an option or be fighting to say, "Oh no, I ain't showing up. I ain't going to court tomorrow. Ain't nothing." No, the judge still got to tell you your ass is coming to every. So wake up at 7 and be on that bus.
Yeah,
Or I'm gonna see you with something.
He went to a couple of more people that whose cases he heard.
Okay, that's.
Listen, girl, now if I let you out, make sure you show up. That wasn't the case. So
Exactly.
She was formally arraigned. They are going to rehear the detention hearing tomorrow. As it was explained to us, every juncture of this trial, they will. They have a right to rebut or request some.
So, yeah, they in their feelings. They don't really want to repeat what was said. So, they mad. They mad, y'all. Just as mad. I mean, if she's released, those rules does apply. So what do they mean? That's my thing. Exactly. You just said the same thing Amora said on her post, but you like, nah, that's not. But you literally just repeated it. Like, I don't get it. It was letting her know that if she's not in custody, the trial will proceed without her. It's crazy. This girl was protecting her and her child. And she going up against a bunch of 30,000 worth of Angry Birds. The shit is sad, y'all. Like, sad. Another lady on Cinderella Love said she was sitting to Ari brother-in-law. He said Ari was getting threats. Oh, I did hear she was getting threats. I did hear that. Yep, I sure did hear that. I did hear Ari was getting threats. Sure did. The stuff is crazy, y'all. It's crazy how, child, it's crazy. I mean, we as Black people, we got to start taking accountability better than what we doing. Nobody wants to take accountability. And I get that she's dead and gone, but y'all know how that girl was. Y'all know exactly how she was. And y'all still make excuses. Y'all don't want to take accountability. You don't want to do none of that. He is not going to play about his staff. Show ain't. And if anybody want to come up and discuss, they can. I'm going to drop the link. But I do got a video that I want to play for y'all. I don't know if some of y'all seen it or not.
Completely. If Romeka... A fist bump. That's what Judge James Costello heard when he denied bail to Holly Johnson. The prosecution told him that after Romeka Meeks Blackman collapsed on the sidewalk outside her son's school, 3 bullets in her body, the shooter and the man who allegedly held the victim still celebrated with a fist bump. The judge said those exact words when he refused to release Holly. Celebrating in the street after shooting someone is not self-defense. That image, 2 people celebrating a murder in front of a 6-year-old's school, became the foundation of a first-degree murder charge. It convinced the public that this was premeditated execution. It turned Holly Johnson into a monster. But what if it never happened? Holly Johnson's defense attorney just filed a motion that could dismantle the entire prosecution. Attorney Ari Williams isn't asking for mercy. She's demanding freedom. and the 40-page court filing she submitted doesn't read like a defense.
Okay, hold on, y'all. So also, I need to say this. Hey, T.
Connected in time.
What's going on?
Nothing much.
Get up here and sit down.
Who's that up here? Who else up here? Oh, they goddamn. Y'all, I need to say this too. Tia, you need to stop requesting visits with Holly. You requested last month a visit with Holly without her lawyer. Ari, do not play into the social media games. You will not get to speak to Holly nor her family without Ari. Okay? You are very biased. They don't trust to speak to you. So you can quit requesting to speak to Holly, ma'am, because Holly is not going to talk to you without Ari. And Ari don't play those social media games, boo. So please don't request to speak to her again because they're not going to speak to you. Tia, and I hope they get this back to you. Yeah,
I'm dead.
You're welcome, Tammy. Yes. Did you see this video, T?
Let me see.
The one that I got up here. Or do I? Yeah, the one that I got up here.
Where that's from?
Somebody did it last night. It's a good video though. Hold on.
It reads like an indictment of the state's entire case. She claims the fist bump is a fabrication. The star eyewitness was 350 feet away, wearing headphones. The shooting was self-defense, and Romeka Meeks Blackman was the aggressor who forced a confrontation Holly desperately tried to avoid. If you followed this case, what comes next will challenge everything you thought you knew. Hit subscribe because this motion changes everything. On December 5th, 2020, nearly 3 months after the shooting, prosecutors finally charged Holly Johnson with first-degree murder. At her detention hearing, the state's attorney painted a devastating picture. According to their timeline, September 8th was an ambush. Romeka dropped her 6-year-old son at school at 9:06 a.m. Minutes later, Carlos Smith arrived with Holly Johnson and their 6-month-old baby. The two women began arguing. Carlos put Romeka in a chokehold. Holly walked to her car, retrieved a gun, and announced to everyone within earshot, "I'm going to shoot you. Watch me shoot you." Then she did exactly that. 3 shots. Face.
And y'all see how the story just been turned, and y'all see how on the motion you see on the motion that she had the gun on her the whole time in her holster. So she never went back to go retrieve nothing. But they kept saying that whole time. So now what are they saying? Because they've been saying that forever, but even Keys showed where it said on the paperwork that she didn't have to go to the car and retrieve it. But they ain't gonna get it.
Side. Thigh. Romeka collapsed. And according to prosecutors, Carlos and Holly fist bumped over her dying body. Judge Costello didn't hesitate. He denied bail and remanded Holly to Cook County Jail to await trial. His reasoning was simple. This wasn't self-defense. This was celebration. The prosecution's case rested on 3 pillars. First, eyewitness testimony from a woman who called 911 before the shooting occurred. She claimed she heard the threats, saw Carlos restrain Romeka, and watched Holly execute an unarmed woman. Second, the coordination between Carlos and Holly, arriving together, acting together, celebrating together. Third, the location itself, a school zone with children present, proving the defendants had no regard for innocent life. This wasn't a crime of passion. This was murder 1. The prosecution's star witness became a viral sensation. She's the woman screaming in the background of cell phone videos from the scene. The woman demanding Holly's arrest. The woman pointing at the car where the gun was hidden. Her testimony was specific. She stepped off the number 21 bus near Chermak and State, just as school drop-off ended. She noticed Carlos immediately, Something about his body language triggered alarm. She watched him approach Romeka and slam her with a car door repeatedly. She heard Romeka scream, "I just dropped off my baby. Are you guys kidding me?" She called 911 before any shots were fired because she knew violence was coming. Then she heard Holly's announcement, "I'm going to shoot you. Watch me shoot you." She heard Carlos respond, "She's going to get her gun. Watch, watch." She watched Holly retrieve the weapon and fire 3 times at point-blank range. She confirmed Romeka was completely unarmed. No gun, no knife, no weapon of any kind. This testimony destroyed any claim of self-defense. It established premeditation through Holly's verbal announcement. It proved coordination through Carlos's narration of the gun retrieval. It demonstrated that Romeka posed no lethal threat. Without this witness, the prosecution has a messy shooting between 2 women with a complicated history. With this witness, they have first-degree murder. That's why Ari Williams is about to tear her apart. Before we continue, based on what you knew before this video, do you believe Holly is guilty of first-degree murder? Comment guilty or not guilty. Ari Williams doesn't take unwinnable cases, and she doesn't file motions she can't back up. Her recent track record tells you everything about her strategy. Williams represented another client charged with first-degree murder, a case with eyewitnesses, victim statements, and what appeared to be overwhelming evidence. She systematically dismantled the prosecution's case. She flipped witnesses who changed their stories under cross-examination. She exposed timeline inconsistencies that created reasonable doubt. And she got her client released on bond while awaiting trial for murder. That's almost unheard of. Judges don't release first-degree murder defendants unless the case against them is falling apart. Williams made it fall apart. Now she's using that exact playbook for Holly Johnson. The motion she just filed isn't defensive, it's aggressive. She's not explaining away the evidence. She's claiming the evidence doesn't exist. She's not asking for leniency. She's demanding immediate release. The motion attacks 5 core elements of the prosecution.
Woo, do y'all hear this? Come on through, Ari.
Prosecution's case. Each attack is designed to create enough doubt that an appellate court will overturn the detention order and free Holly before trial. Because Williams knows something crucial. Defendants who go to trial from jail have worse outcomes than defendants who go to trial from home. Juries see people differently when they're not wearing jail uniforms and handcuffs. Public perception shifts when someone isn't locked up. If Williams can get Holly released, she's already halfway to acquittal. Pillar 1. Not first-degree murder. Williams argues the charge is legally inappropriate. First-degree murder requires proving Holly intended to kill Romeka before the confrontation occurred. But the defense claims Holly acted in sudden passion after being physically attacked by someone who had threatened her life repeatedly. Illinois law recognizes that heat-of-passion killings are not first-degree murder. They're second-degree murder or voluntary manslaughter, serious crimes, but not life sentences. Williams argues that even if Holly is guilty of something, she's not guilty of premeditated murder. This distinction matters enormously. A second-degree murder conviction carries 4 to 20 years. First-degree murder carries 20, 60 years, or life. Williams is fighting to reclassify this case before trial even begins. Pillar 2. The fist bump never happened. This is the nuclear option. The prosecution's most damaging allegation. The gesture that convinced Judge Costello to deny bail allegedly doesn't exist. Williams claims video evidence from the scene does not show Carlos and Holly fist bumping. She accuses prosecutors of either fabricating this detail or relying on a witness who invented it. If she's right, this is catastrophic for the state. Judges don't appreciate being misled during detention hearings. If an appellate court reviews the video and confirms there's no fist bump, the entire detention order could collapse. Not because Holly is innocent, but because the judge's decision was based on false information. Williams is essentially calling the prosecutors liars. That's not a move you make unless you're absolutely certain you can prove it. And if she proves it, every other claim the prosecution made becomes suspect. Pillar 3. Romeka was the aggressor. The defense claims Romeka Meeks Blackman wasn't a victim ambushed at school. She was an aggressor who created the confrontation. According to Williams, Romeka made death threats. against Holly. She called Holly's grandmother to harass and intimidate the family. She used intermediaries to relay threatening messages. Holly feared for her life and the life of her 6-month-old baby. The defense claims that when Romeka saw Carlos with Holly and their infant that morning, she became enraged. Instead of maintaining distance, she performed a U-turn in traffic to deliberately confront Holly. This reframes everything. If Romeka
Yeah, all these people became judges, lawyers, prosecutors, DA, everything overnight, reporters, everything overnight when it came to this case. They won't let them do their job. They not basing everything off of facts. They just, this ain't right, just coming after people. It's crazy.
Romeka initiated contact, Holly's self-defense claim strengthens. If Romeka had made prior threats, Holly's fear becomes reasonable. If Romeka turned her car around to chase them, she's not a victim, she's the pursuer. Williams is painting Romeka as consumed by jealousy. Carlos had moved on. He had a new partner and a new baby, and Romeka, according to the defense, couldn't accept that reality. Her obsession drove her to confrontation. Her aggression forced Holly to defend herself. Pillar 4, the order of protection, was served. Prosecutors claim the protective order Holly filed against Romeka was never served, meaning Romeka had no legal obligation to stay away. But Williams argues the order was served and Romeka violated it knowingly. This matters because it proves Romeka knew she was supposed to avoid Holly. If she knew and still performed a U-turn to confront her, that's evidence of intent to harm. It supports the defense claim that Romeka was the aggressor. The prosecution disputes this. They say the order was granted, but never properly delivered to Romeka.
Y'all see what we working with? Y'all see how Ari is tearing this whole case up right before their eyes, and they too busy coming up with all these feelings and stuff. They ain't sticking to facts. Ari tearing this whole shit right in front of their eyes, and all they can do is go to YouTube and argue back and forth while they getting towed up. Oh, 6 counts. Yeah, 6 counts so that if one don't fall through, y'all got another one to fall back on. It's a weak case. Even if she was not released, let's just say, even if she is not released tomorrow, y'all, she's still gonna go to trial. She's still gonna come on top because it was self-fucking defense, period. And all the facts point to that. And Ari is tearing this case the fuck up right before y'all eyes.
It's a factual question that will likely require testimony from process servers and court records. But Williams is confident. She wouldn't stake her motion on something easily disproven. Pillar 5. The witness cannot be trusted. This is where Williams goes for the throat.
Hey, Lakeisha.
She claims the prosecution's star eyewitness was standing 350 feet away from the shooting, farther than a football field end zone to end zone, and she was wearing headphones. Think about that. The witness who claims she heard Holly announce, "I'm going to shoot you, watch me shoot you," was standing the length of a football field away with earbuds in. The witness who claims she heard Carlos say, "She's going to get her gun, watch, watch," couldn't possibly have heard those exact words from that distance. Williams isn't saying the witness saw nothing. She saw something terrible. But she couldn't have heard the specific dialogue she testified to. And if she didn't hear those words, she's either mistaken or filling in blanks based on assumptions. Those words are the entire basis for premeditation. Remove them, and the prosecution's case crumbles. Stand at one end of your room. Have someone speak normally at the other end. Can you hear every word? Now multiply that distance by 10 and add traffic noise. Comment below if you think the witness could hear specific threats from 350 feet away. Carlos Smith has given statements that directly contradict the prosecution's
Wait, y'all.
Coordination theory, and Williams is using those statements to dismantle the claim that Carlos and Holly worked together to murder Romeka.
Thank you, Tammy.
According to the defense motion, Carlos told investigators that Romeka went up on Holly first. This phrase is crucial. It suggests Romeka initiated physical contact. Carlos claims Romeka swung at Holly, forcing him to intervene to separate the two women. The prosecution needs Carlos to be an accomplice. They need him holding Romeka still while Holly retrieved the gun. They need him narrating the murder like a sport.
Hold on, let me see what this word some boo love said. Amber B for real. She unalived somebody they saw probable cause to charge her. Get on, because they want to know probable cause. They ain't had no evidence. I don't care what nobody say. They would have been arrested her. It took them 84 days to come up with social media outcry. Get out of here, boo love. Thank you, S. Gumbus.
Sports commentator. But if Carlos was trying to break up a fight between two women, he's not a co-conspirator. He's a bystander trying to prevent violence. Think about what this means for the premeditation charge. If Romeka attacked Holly first, Holly's response could be legally justified. If Carlos was separating fighters rather than restraining a victim, he can't be characterized as coordinating murder. Williams knows prosecutors will dismiss Carlos as biased. He's protecting the mother of his youngest child. But his statement creates reasonable doubt. A jury hearing that the father of both women's children says Romeka struck first must consider whether Holly genuinely feared for her safety. And under Illinois self-defense law, what matters isn't whether Holly was actually in danger. What matters is whether she reasonably believed she was. Williams doesn't deny Carlos physically engaged with Romeka. The eyewitness testimony and evidence confirm physical contact occurred. But she reframes it completely. If Romeka was swinging at Holly, if she was the physical aggressor, Carlos would be justified in restraining her. That restraint might involve grabbing her arms, her waist, even her neck, to prevent her from striking Holly again. That's not conspiracy to murder. That's preventing assault. The prosecution characterized Carlos's actions as holding Romeka still for execution, but the same physical actions could be interpreted as trying to stop a violent person from continuing an attack. Intent matters. Context matters. And if Carlos's intent was to separate two fighting women, not to facilitate murder, the entire coordination theory collapses. This also explains why Carlos might have said something about Holly getting her gun. If he saw Holly walking to the car and knew she was armed, he might have been warning Romeka. She's getting her gun. Watch out, back away. Not celebrating the retrieval of a murder weapon. Everything depends on tone, context, and intent. And none of those elements are captured clearly on video. Williams is creating multiple interpretations of the same facts. That's exactly what a defense attorney is supposed to do. Reasonable doubt doesn't mean proving innocence. It means showing that the prosecution's version isn't the only possible explanation. One claim in Williams's motion is particularly powerful. Holly pleaded with Romeka before firing. According to the defense, Holly said, "Leave me alone," before pulling the trigger. This isn't the statement of someone executing a planned victim. This is someone begging for a confrontation to end.
That's
Someone
right.
who doesn't want violence. Someone trying to create distance and escape. If Holly said, "Leave me alone," and Romeka kept advancing, Holly's fear becomes reasonable. Her decision to fire becomes defensive, not aggressive. The words transform this from execution to protection. The prosecution will challenge whether Holly actually said this. They'll point to the eyewitness who claims Holly announced, "I'm going."
Who think Ari tearing this whole case up? I see why they had to go get
I do.
six
She on
counts.
business. She's standing
Yeah,
on business.
She's standing on business. I see why they
Before
had
it
to
even
come
go
back
to
with 6
trial.
counts. I see
But
why
that's
they had to come back with 6 counts, T. Because Ari is tearing this shit the fuck up.
but that's what she good at, man.
Okay.
That's what they underestimate. Mike Brown was talking about, she good for doing pleads and stuff. No, she good for tearing up witnesses.
Yeah, she done tore it out the frame, baby. Y'all, I see now, yeah, them 6 counts, y'all trying any and everything, but she busting y'all heads wide
But
open.
the thing about it is, if she proves reasonable doubt in one of those accounts, all of them go away.
Go away. Yep.
Going to shoot you. But Williams has already attacked that witness's credibility on distance and headphones. If the jury doubts the witness heard exact words from 350 feet away,
That's
they
it.
must also doubt she heard Holly's plea. Everything comes down to what was actually said versus what witnesses think they heard.
That's right. Her word
The
against
defense
his.
points to a critical detail in the shooting timeline. There was a 10-second gap between some of the shots. 10 seconds is an eternity in a violent encounter. It's long enough to reassess, long enough to reconsider, long enough for Romeka to retreat if she chose to. If Holly had fired 3 shots in rapid succession, bang, 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 prosecutors could argue it was controlled execution, someone calmly emptying a magazine into a victim. But 10 seconds between shots suggests hesitation, reevaluation, someone firing, pausing to see if the threat ended, and only firing again when she still felt endangered. Williams argues this proves Holly wasn't committed to killing. She fired, waited, assessed whether Romeka was still a threat, and responded accordingly.
Come on now.
That's
Come on
textbook
with it.
self-defense behavior. Use force until the threat stops, then
That's
stop
right.
using force.
Mhm.
The prosecution will argue the opposite. Holly had 10 seconds to choose not to kill, 10 seconds to walk away, 10 seconds to stop shooting and call for help. Once the first shot was fired, Romeka was no longer a threat. But Williams will respond that Holly had no way of knowing whether Romeka was incapacitated. In the chaos of a life or death moment, 10 seconds isn't enough time to make perfect legal judgments.
That's right.
If someone attacked you and you defended yourself with a weapon, how long would you wait between shots to ensure the threat ended?
Come on now.
This isn't hypothetical for Holly. It's the difference between life in prison and freedom. Comment your thoughts. Ari Williams knows Judge Costello isn't going to suddenly reverse himself and release Holly. Trial court judges rarely overturn their own detention orders, especially in
did.
first-degree murder cases. But that's not the point.
Yep, he said he couldn't hear nothing. He said he didn't know what was going on. But the one with Dre by Beast.
But did you hear what he just said?
What he said?
That Ari knew that the same judge that held remanded Holly would not free her, overturn his decision.
Mm.
So that means that she took her time in preparing what she needed to prepare.
Prepare. Mhm.
Come on now.
Williams filed this motion to create an appellate record. Illinois law allows defendants to appeal detention orders to a higher court. If Williams can demonstrate that Judge Costello relied on false information, specifically the fist bump that allegedly never happened,
Come
an
on.
appellate court could overturn the detention and release Holly pending trial. That would be an enormous victory. Defendants out on bail can assist in their defense, meet with attorneys freely, and present better at trial than defendants who've been incarcerated for months. Statistically, defendants released pending trial have significantly better outcomes. But even if the appellate court upholds detention, Williams wins. She's forcing prosecutors to defend their evidence before trial. She's exposing weaknesses publicly. She's previewing her entire trial strategy. Every time prosecutors read this motion, they're reminded their star witness has credibility problems. Every time they review video evidence, they confront what it doesn't show. Every time they prepare for trial, they must account for a defense attorney who has already successfully dismantled a first-degree murder case using these exact tactics. Williams is playing the long game. If an appellate court releases Holly Johnson pending trial, everything changes. Public perception shifts when a defendant isn't sitting in a jail cell. Jurors, consciously or unconsciously, view people differently when they walk into court as free citizens, rather than being escorted by deputies in custody uniforms. Holly's release would allow her to participate fully in her defense. She could meet Williams at her office instead of through jail video calls. She could help identify witnesses, review evidence, and assist in preparing cross-examinations. But beyond legal advantages, release sends a powerful message to prosecutors. A higher court reviewed your evidence and found it insufficient to justify continued detention. That could force settlement negotiations. Prosecutors might offer a plea to second-degree murder, manslaughter, or even aggravated battery, rather than risk a trial where a jury acquits Holly entirely. From the defense perspective, any outcome short of first-degree murder conviction is a victory. Of course, Romeka's family would view Holly's release as injustice. They'd see it as the system, failing to hold a killer accountable. But the legal system doesn't operate on emotion, it operates on evidence. And if the evidence supporting detention is weak, Holly has a constitutional right to pretrial release. Whether Holly remains in custody or is released, this case is heading to trial. Williams has made that clear. She's demanding her day in court. She's not seeking a plea deal. She wants 12 jurors to decide whether Holly Johnson committed.
Y'all heard that? Because y'all got it in y'all mind that this lady is going to take a plea deal. No, baby, we not taking a plea deal. We going
AI
to
on
trial.
some shit. Ain't AI on some shit?
We like Mr. Biggs. We taking this shit to trial, baby.
And
And y'all
is.
Angel, y'all going to see how nutty y'all Angel was in real time.
Committed first-degree murder or acted in lawful self-defense. The prosecution must now make critical decisions. Maintain the first-degree murder charge and risk acquittal. Offer a plea to a lesser offense and guarantee some accountability. Or double down, charge Carlos Smith as an accomplice, and pursue both defendants for coordinated murder. Each option carries enormous risk. A trial loss means Romeka's family gets no justice, and Holly walks free permanently.
I state facts said Ari walked out from the courtroom of Holly's case and won a case that was on trial. Dismissal. Tell me she ain't her. Y'all, you'll be lying. You better say it, cause baby, we gonna read it.
HBIC.
Okay. They over there mad, fumbling over words, threatening Holly and not Holly, threatening Ari and all kind of stuff. They more humble today though. I even heard one say, the judge better know what he doing. What he said, they're gonna vote him out or something to that.
I heard, talking about they gonna protest because he up for election next year. Ain't they some shit? But he already at 73.1%. He gonna win regardless.
A plea deal might feel like betrayal to the family. Charging Carlos requires proving coordination when their star witness has credibility problems. The clock is ticking. Illinois speedy trial rules require defendants be brought to trial within 120 days unless they waive that right. Every passing day gives Williams more time to prepare, file additional motions, and chip away at the prosecution's case. Romeka Meeks Blackmon's mother, Tina McMiller, wants justice for her daughter. She wants accountability for the woman
But
who
what
shot her
does justice
child
look
outside
like?
a school where a 6-year-old said goodbye to his mother for the last time.
I just want to say thank you to the state's attorney, to Detective Tiros. You did a great job. I truly appreciate it. To the
I bet you
Attorney
she gonna
General,
say they didn't do enough when this shit
it's been
is
3
over and
months
done with.
of pain and agony. I just want to say thank you, Lord. Thank you. Justice, please. I just want justice. I don't want to fight with nobody. I don't argue with nobody. I just want justice for my daughter. And I want peace in my family. This has been such a hard 3 months. It's been painful. It's been terrible. We've been torn apart. One of the leaders of our family, she was the baby, but she was the leader. The holidays are not holidays.
And y'all make sure that y'all say that y'all
I'm just grateful for God.
defended
And I am
and
happy
all her bullshit
on
too.
today's verdict. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. And all I want is to be done, is justice to be done. I want justice so I can have a peace and mind. It won't bring her back, but it will be a little peace now.
But wanting justice and proving first-degree murder are two different things. And Ari Williams has just demonstrated she believes the evidence doesn't support the charge. The Romeka Meeks Blackmon case has fractured into two competing narratives.
Yep.
The prosecution says this was premeditated murder. Two people arrived at a school together, confronted an unarmed woman, and executed her while her child was inside the building. They
Bullshit.
celebrated with a fist bump over her dying body. The evidence is clear. The witness testimony is credible. Holly Johnson belongs in prison for life. The defense says this was self-defense. Holly Johnson was a pregnant mother of an infant who received death threats from a woman consumed by jealousy. When that woman performed a U-turn to confront her, when that woman attacked her physically, Holly defended herself the only way she knew how. The fist bump never happened. The witness couldn't have heard what she claims. And Holly begged Romeka to leave her alone before firing a single shot. Both versions cannot be true. Ari Williams has filed a motion that attacks every pillar of the prosecution's case. She claims the star witness was 350 feet away wearing headphones. She claims video evidence doesn't show what prosecutors alleged. She claims Romeka was the aggressor who initiated violence. And she demands Holly's immediate release because the evidence doesn't justify detention. None of this erases the fact that a 31-year-old nursing student is dead. None of this changes that a 7-year-old boy is growing up without his mother. None of this brings Romeka back to write lunchbox notes or attend school events or watch her son become the man she knew he could be. But the legal system doesn't operate on grief. It operates on evidence. And if the evidence doesn't prove first-degree murder beyond a reasonable doubt, Holly Johnson has the right to walk free, no matter how much that truth hurts. Williams is betting her reputation she can win this case. She's done it before. She flipped witnesses, exposed prosecution witnesses, and secured release for a first-degree murder client everyone assumed would be convicted. Now she's using that same strategy for Holly Johnson. If she succeeds, the public will be forced to confront an uncomfortable possibility. What we thought we knew about September 8, 2025 may have been wrong from the very beginning. The trial is coming. Evidence will be presented. Witnesses will be cross-examined. Video will be analyzed frame by frame. And 12 jurors will decide whether Holly Johnson is a murderer or a mother who defended herself when she had no other choice. If this video changed your perspective, let me know in the comments. If you still believe Holly is guilty of first-degree murder, tell me what evidence convinces you. If you think she acted in self-defense, explain why. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with someone following this case.
I like that. Dark crimes.
Romeka deserves truth. Holly deserves a fair trial. And we all deserve to understand what really happened. Justice isn't always what we want it to be.
You hear that, Mika?
Sometimes it's simply what the evidence can prove.
You hear that, Mika?
A fist.
Justice ain't always what we want it to be. That was for Mika, because she says she just wants justice. So that was for her. Now, this is Dark Crimes Within, and he got over 167 comments, 388 likes. I don't know if it's a boy. I don't know if it's a girl. I don't know who it is. They probably want to their identity remain hidden because it's crazy out here. It's like a jungle. But yeah, y'all can subscribe to the channel if you like. This is it right here. Let me put it in here. Thank you, I Stay Facts. I appreciate it. And yes, Holly coming home. Facts over feelings.
Anita, I'm going through the comments on guilty as charged. Guilty, justice for Romeka, please, Lord. Guilty, and him to lock up both of them should do time because they both are guilty. She killed a woman over a man who manipulated her. He was mad that she was moving on. Guilty as hell. Guilty as hell. Girl, they is big mad. This lady could have avoided all of this. She shot Romeka not one time, but 3 times. Girl, I'm about to put thumbs down on all these damn comments.
Now, what is Keys? Let me see. Whoever it probably does, Romeka supporters will definitely attack. Yep. Wait a minute. Hold on. What Keys talking about? He posted some 3 minutes ago about Tammy. Wherever Tammy was, as of now, it's leaning towards no because of the new felon, but we'll know more tomorrow. Court date again, Romeka Blackman update. Attorney files motions to silence media. What is Keys talking about? I can't take Keys serious, y'all. I can't. This man tore this whole case up.
The fact that the witness, so they saying that the witness, the crossing guard, he done dropped out. He don't want no parts of it. That's what they said.
I don't blame them. Ari ate their ass up. Shit. The one with the Beats headphones, she shouldn't want no part of it neither.
I can't wait to see if it goes to trial. Are we gonna do a dance on her, honey? She ain't gonna know who she is when she finished with her. They keep talking about this fist bump. All these people got imaginary.
They do.
thing. Everybody seen it, but nobody ain't recorded. Ain't nobody nothing. All these people weird as hell.
Yep. Ari said 2 hours ago, I keep telling y'all I'm always working, not guilty. Possession of weapon by a felon. Got the job done real quick. Glock 23 40 caliber was found in his vehicle in the glove compartment. My client was a registered owner of the vehicle. He was the driver. There was also a passenger in the car when officers opened the glove compartment behind the fuse box. The gun was found. My client was charged with it. The judge said to the state, so is this a case of my car, my gun? Not enough to prove him guilty. I heard that. She always
Listen, she done got shit thrown out when people DNA was on the damn gun.
telling
Now,
you.
you know she bad.
Y'all say she tearing y'all. She gonna tear this whole case up. Thank you, Shamiz. I appreciate it. She gonna tear this whole case up. Period.
When she finished making Romika, that's what the sad part about it. When she finished tearing up her character after she do the witnesses, honey, they all gonna need to get off of social media because that's how we gonna celebrate.
They say, I state facts say, I wonder what lie gonna be when Holly comes home. They probably gonna say, child, they probably gonna bully them folks. They probably sending a bunch of emails and calling now, calling them, and she don't need to come home and stuff. They probably doing all of that stuff right now, just being bullies, trying to make sure that this woman don't come home with her child, simply because she was defending herself.
But they tried to make it big that Carson wasn't there and Carson was in the back seat and that she didn't go check on her baby. And how y'all know?
Right.
How y'all know?
They don't know.
She made it notice that when one of the witnesses or bystanders was saying, it's a baby in the car, she said, yeah, my baby. So she was really present when it came to Carson. She knew exactly what he was doing.
These people, they just making up stuff as they go. They letting Keys lead the way, talking about update, and ain't no update, and it's just a mess. Keys done put this whole story, got this whole story all over, but that's okay, Keys, because Ari breaking this shit down. She breaking down what you say.
She tearing up the case. Listen, she debunking already, and it didn't even go to trial.
Yep.
They don't want no smoke.
Let me see. Romika supporters can say what they want about Ari, but if any of them ever got in some serious trouble, they would want someone like Ari on their team as well. Either that or Johnny Cochran's daughter.
But they ain't got no Ari money. They ain't got no Sierra money.
They ain't got that money, honey.
And trust me, I believe them prices gonna go up after this.
They probably will. Because, yep, you're right. It probably will.
I would. Shit. It's like real estate.
Let me see what this man's saying. Hold on. Let me see. I'm going to listen for this for all of us because we don't need to go give him no view. But I'm going to listen to this for all of us.
Who?
See what lie. Keys, see what lie he's saying now.
Oh.
Let me see.
Hey, yo, stop the music. Stop the music. Stop the music. We have Quadeja Kelly has officially said, try to charge me, but I'm not guilty. She's not guilty. That's what she said. We know that's a damn lie. She says she is not guilty.
I think that
all 6 counts, first-degree murder. That is crazy. Word Quadeja Kelly. She has went to the Cook County system and has changed over to a new leaf, because y'all know she's from Lake County. She's not even from Chicago. That's Deja Kelly. See, I got all my mommies. You don't know who her mom is. You don't know if that was. You don't know if no ass mom. And she, Deja Kelly, is not guilty. As you said, the attorney is still arguing. Like I don't know who told y'all the attorney changing. Y'all need to go check. Y'all need to run that. They need to set that up for y'all. Whoever told y'all her attorney, y'all need to set up the ones. Get your ones off. However, today's court hearing, so far, I don't know if she coming back. That was short as hell. That wasted people time. You could have sent that in the mail, like a consensus form. She pleaded not guilty. Her attorney nervous as hell. She ain't never had the spotlight on her like this. It's easy to pop your shit when ain't nobody watching. So it's easy. I could see her in the past being a defense attorney, and she was in there doing all sorts of spins and shit. My client is not guilty. I could see, but now she got people watching. The Ramika supporters come in swarms. They come in herds. Like the people that killed you remember the Lion King? When Mufasa,
this man ain't talking about nothing.
That's how the Ramika's supporters come in. They come in herds. So she ain't
You're
used to that
welcome.
being behind her. However, Cordeja Johnson has pled not guilty, and that's crazy work. So who did? I would have been like, shit, I'm not guilty, but he did it. I would have said something else. Let me speak, Judge. Can I speak, Judge? So, and then she pleaded not guilty, and then it's court tomorrow. Like I said before, I know people that's been in jail, close people that's been in jail my whole damn life, for real. And when you have that type of time she's facing, her support needs to be strong.
It is.
She's gonna have 1 million court dates. Who gonna go to all of them for her ass? It's only a matter of time for she break down. For real.
Damn.
So, her auntie, bad support system, sent her clean off. Today she came in the courtroom with the mask on like this. But the whole time y'all thought she had a face mask on when she walked in that courtroom. That was her CCA. That was the restraining order.
He's still taking this shit as a joke. I can't even listen. He ain't even talking not guilty. He talking about update with Ramika, but he ain't even talking about what happened. He just speculating in theories. He's so full of shit. It's not even fucking funny. Exactly. People gonna be at them court dates. She do got a big support system. Oh my goodness. He think he's so funny. Won't he go be a comedian and quit being a YouTuber? This is real life for people. Yeah, he's a dummy. Think everything is a joke, but then they say we laughing about it.
Just might not go down for first-degree murder. Holly Johnson just might not go down for first-degree murder. And her attorney, the woman I call the queen of reasonable doubt, might very well be the reason why Holly walks free. Welcome back to Naja News. I'm your host, Naja Hall.
Hey, it's Naja News. It's news you can use.
Whether you've already chosen a side, your justice for Ramika or free Holly, you're going to want to watch today's episode. Not only are we digging deep into the person representing Holly Johnson, but we're also looking into the prosecution's case and some critical moves they need to make in order to secure some sort of conviction. Some people focus on the defendant, some people focus on the victim, and some people are just focused on the chaos online. But in high-stakes cases like this one, the lawyer matters more than most people realize. And the seasoned observers know this. The attorney is the fulcrum. Listen, in the court of law, it's not always about who's telling the truth. It's about who can tell the most convincing version of their truth. Did y'all catch that? The woman representing Holly Johnson is someone a lot of people are underestimating. Her name is Ari Williams. And today we're looking at her playbook, her style, and why she might be uniquely positioned to dismantle a first-degree murder charge without ever needing to prove innocence. Before we get into the law, let me address the elephant in the room. And this elephant keeps appearing. Y'all be wilding in my comment section. The comments be wild. Some of y'all are like, oh, Naja, great reporting. And some of y'all accuse me of taking Holly's side. Stop. I'm not here to pick sides. And unlike some of your faves, the vloggers that you might follow, I don't befriend the people involved in active investigations, period. You've seen my other videos and you've met my mentor, Steph Watts. Shout out to the True Crime OG. One of the very first things that Steph taught me was to set very firm boundaries. Because once you start befriending the family or the accused, you lose your edge. You compromise your ability to be unbiased. And it becomes hard to state an opinion that they don't like because suddenly you feel like you owe them something. I've kept myself free and clear. And look, I'm just invested in this case as you are, but I'm not putting my emotions into the outcome. I don't talk about what should happen based on my feelings or yours. I'm telling you what can happen based on the law, evidence, and precedent. Look, I ain't for everybody, but for those of you that want to dig in more to Miss Ari, let's get into it. First, let's talk about how and who Ari presents herself to be. She's a self-proclaimed vlogger and a decorated criminal defense attorney. On social media, she presents to be a baddie. I'm not gonna lie. Designer labels, Chanel, Louis Vuitton, and she's certainly not afraid to show off her shape. She's not what the system has our minds trained to think a serious attorney should look like. And most people will tell you if you want to beat your case, hire a Jewish lawyer or some big fancy law firm. But Holly chose Ari, or maybe because this is a high profile case that will put Ari in the spotlight, she could have very easily reached out to Holly's people. I don't know. Ari isn't just an attorney. She's building a brand. Her brand says, I want to win and I will poke holes in their case. Now let's talk about her foundation. Ari earned her law degree from DePaul University College of Law, a Chicago-based institution deeply connected to the city's legal ecosystem. This is important because when you practice and train in the same jurisdiction, you just don't learn the law. You learn how their courtroom culture actually works. And you really get to know the judges, the clerks, and the other lawyers. Before law school, Ari earned a master's in social work. We love an educated queen. And we can't overlook the fact that social work training teaches you how systems fail people, how trauma presents, and how fear shapes decision-making, how escalation happens in real life and not hypotheticals. When you combine that with criminal defense, you get an attorney who just doesn't argue statute. She's going to argue context and probably even pull out some of that social work training. Ari's going to dig into traumas and how it can trigger a rational person to commit an irrational act. She knows exactly how to humanize clients that the world has already decided are victims. I took a look at Ari's Instagram and her history, and let's talk about some of the previous cases that she's gotten some people off of. So in this post, Ari says, a police get a call of narcotics transaction, no description of a person, no description of a car, no evidence of a hand-to-hand transaction, nothing. So then she goes on to say they asked her client to get out of his vehicle and he refused. The police pulled him out of the car, searched the vehicle and found over 100 and in another case, Ari fights for this man's life. It looks like her client is happy for aggravated unlawful use of a weapon and he was facing 3 to 14 years in prison. She got him found not guilty. They found the gun in his trunk. He was the only person in the car. He was the driver of the vehicle. He was the owner of the vehicle. And he said that he shares the vehicle with someone else. There were no fingerprints found on the weapon, no DNA, nothing. How can they prove that he knew a gun was in the trunk?
Our bookstore is like a portal.
It's neo-Victorian, it's steampunk.
And we wanted our Wix website to be too.
Once again, technicality, Ari found the holes. Y'all see where I'm going with this? Now, if you go take a look at her Instagram, Ari has all these happy clients that she's gotten off of their cases and she's basically saved their lives. Now, not everybody's happy. And I did find a negative review. And I'm just going to preface this with the thing with negative reviews. You don't know if it's a troll, another lawyer, or just some sort of hater. But I'm going to read this so that you can also come to some sort of conclusion because not everything's all good with everybody. So Sweet Streets says, Ari is not the lawyer she portrays herself to be on Instagram. She's a lawyer who cares more about her purse and clothes. She did not communicate with my husband about his case. She basically read the police report and went with that. Her team didn't watch the body cam footage at all. She knew nothing about the case until I pointed out everything. Basically went from telling my husband that she can beat his case to telling him to take the time after she collected all of my money. The prosecutor had her sold and no objections were made. She was not an advocate for him. You can never get in contact with her or meet with her and her team. They don't answer questions that only an attorney can answer. But if you miss a payment, she'll have her team to call you 100 times. I personally know 10 other people who recently had her and stated the same thing. This person goes on to say she's a terrible attorney. She only works hard for people that she knows or that her baby daddy knows. Before you choose her, make sure you look around for other attorneys that will advocate for you. Oh, and she gets all her bad reviews deleted to make it seem like she's the best lawyer. So go take a look at Ari's Instagram, and she even has a YouTube page. So go take a look at it yourself so you can get to know the person that is behind this case. I really do like to learn more about the attorneys representing the accused, because it tells me what type of case they're going to run. And a lot of these attorneys really come up off these cases. Johnny Cochran is a household name now. Robert Kardashian is a household name now. There's all these attorneys that have represented people in these high profile cases, and they started just like this in local cases. So Ari is a different type of attorney in the fact that she doesn't walk, talk, act, or even present like those traditional tightly wound ones, but she might be onto something. And I will say this, I like the fact that she's showing duality, that you can walk in court, represent your client with your full bust down, go get your makeup done at MAC, go out and buy a bottle at the club in the evening, and still do your thing. So let's get back to the facts and let's get back to this case. I'll call Ari the queen of reasonable doubt because she understands the real secret to winning. She doesn't try.
First, I want to say this again. Tia Ewing, please stop requesting to talk with Holly. She will never talk to you, especially without her lawyer. Just stop calling her lawyer, her family. They're not going to talk to you. You're biased in this situation. So please stop requesting to talk to Holly and stop calling Ari. They're not going to fool with you, girl. Just leave them alone. Just keep you by yourself over there. I wanted to say that again.
Try to prove her client is innocent. She tries to prove that the state is uncertain. And in Illinois, the burden is 100% on the prosecution. They must prove intent, knowledge, circumstances beyond a reasonable doubt. And if even one of those elements cracks, the case is weak. Ari doesn't swing for emotional sympathy at all. She swings for precision. She's precise. She looks for the gaps and inconsistencies and the assumptions and the overreach. And then she stays on those things real hard. If you've seen her in action, especially in these press conferences, she's really good and meticulous about answering and not answering particular types of questions. Now let's talk about the why. Why did it take all this time to charge Holly? And why is first-degree murder so hard to lock in here? So we got to talk about Illinois accountability and felony murder law. For years, Illinois had one of the broadest felony murder rules in the country. If a death occurred during a felony, intent don't always matter. But then that's changed. Under modern Illinois law, especially the safety reforms, the prosecution has to prove direct accountability, not proximity and not you were just there. The intent to promote or facilitate the crime matters also. And this is where Ari Williams is going to spend a lot of her time, especially in this Holly case. She's probably going to argue accountability, and she's going to argue intent. She's also going to argue reaction versus premeditation. Now, let's keep this in mind. In the state of Illinois, the prosecution does not have to prove premeditation, which really works in their favor. But based on how Ari works, she might show chaos, fear, escalation, and self-defense, and even an imperfect self-defense. She can move this case out of first degree by doing what? Creating doubt. I'll be linking the Illinois jury instructions in the description. And if you're a nerd like me, go look at section 5.03A. If there is a gap somewhere in this story, Ari is going to park a truck in it, or one of those Birkin bags she got, allegedly. So let's talk about the state's key witness in this case. Ari is not exactly going to say the witness is a liar, but she's going to focus on those headphones. You all know that the witness admitted to wearing headphones at the time they claimed to have saw the incident. So what can headphones mean? They can maybe mean that your attention was divided, your hearing was impaired, and you have a compromised perception. And again, Ari really doesn't need to destroy this witness's credibility or their character. She just needs the jury to hesitate. She's probably going to ask emotional questions like, can you take a woman's life away based on the word of someone who might not have fully heard or seen what happened? That's reasonable doubt. It's going to get real theatric in that courtroom if this case goes to court. Oh, and people love to say, but there's video. But the video isn't an eagle-eye view. Videos are about angles and frames and perspective. And if the shooting itself isn't captured, which we haven't seen so yet, or if the moments leading up to it are missing, that creates doubt. And Ari is going to remind this jury that video does not think. It doesn't interpret fear or intent, and it does not explain panic from either of the parties. And what it doesn't show matters just as much as what it does show. So let's talk about the defense and the game a lot of defense attorneys play. You see, the defense just doesn't win in one day. They win through pressure. And Ari is known for applying pressure through motion. And when I say motions, I mean motions that are going to drown an entire legal staff. Ari understands paperwork. Sis understands deadline. She understands how many moving parts there are in the state's case and how much they have to juggle at once. So every motion forces a prosecution to stop, respond, research, file, and defend their own work. It's not just about the argument, it's about the time and attention and exhaustion. Muhammad Ali used this same tactic to tire out his opponents, right? Basically, what I'm saying is motions create distraction. Motions expose loopholes, and motions force the state to put their cards on the table early. So let's talk about the hearings. Hearings are where Ari tests the state before the trial. This is where she gets the prosecutions on record, and this is where she locks in testimony. It's also where she watches how confident or shaky they really are. The hearing part isn't really about winning in that moment. It's about gathering information, spotting inconsistencies, and creating a paper trail so she can come back to it later. Every single answer given in a hearing becomes something that can be used or weaponized down the line. And then there's these procedural challenges. This is where it gets kind of uncomfortable for the state, or it can get uncomfortable for the state. Procedural challenges aren't flashy. They're really surgical and kind of boring. They'll ask questions like, did you follow the rules? Did you meet the deadline? Was this evidence handled correctly? Was this witness properly disclosed? Was the filing timely and complete? And if the answer to any of this is no, then the consequences can be really serious. Not only will the jury be prejudiced, but it might lead up to a mistrial. Full testimonies can be restricted and entire arguments can be weakened or thrown out. This is why I keep saying the defense doesn't win in one dramatic moment. They win by pressure and patience. And in her previous cases, Ari has done both really well. And the cases don't always fall apart in trial. A lot of them collapse before the jury is even sworn in. This isn't Ari's first time doing this. She has a pattern. In some of her other cases, we've seen aggressive pretrial motion, witness credibility dismantled, and prosecution forced into uncomfortable positions. Now, if the prosecution, the state of Illinois, wanted to predict and maybe get ahead of Ari's tactics, all they need to do is study her case history. Lawyers show you exactly who they are through repetition. Something to think about. So no, this isn't about if Holly took Romika's life. We know she did. This is all about understanding that she hired the queen of reasonable doubt, and Ari just might sprinkle that all over the jury's minds and the prosecution's case. It certainly won't be the first time she's played this hand. The next hearing is January 7th, and we're going to keep watching this courtroom. And now that we've seen some of the prosecution's hand and we know Ari's playbook, what do you think is going to happen next? Make sure you stay tuned because I'll be here reporting whatever happens next. I'm Naja Hall. Thank you.
What I think gonna happen next is Ari is breaking their asses down, so they had to come up with 6 counts. Okay, 6 more counts. Let me show y'all what some of them been saying too. So, they just so adamant that this girl, they act like this girl, I can't even think of somebody that murdered somebody at this point. Like she Jeffrey Dahmer or somebody. I don't know. That's what they acting like to me. But let's see. It says, so allegedly they're trying to stop supporters from wearing pink. Holly's lawyer funny. Have y'all heard that? Because I haven't heard that. Then it says, I get it. They want their family member released, but pregnancy is not handicapped. That girl is really a menace. Hence why they added all 6 charges today to show Holly and her lawyer they ain't playing. Play safe somewhere else. So she's saying, so this was 3 hours or 2 hours ago when she posted that, but that she's listening to Tia when she know damn well them 6 counts came yesterday. But once again, they'll act like it's a whole nother 6, charges or whatever. But again, they only got those 6 counts because ain't nothing higher than first degree murder. She already got that. So while they talking about upgrade and stuff, ain't nothing higher than first degree murder. Y'all just sit there. Y'all sat there and y'all know that Ari is tearing y'all case up. So y'all just have to have different counts to fall back on. That's it. That's all. I don't understand how y'all people don't know what the hell is going on around here. And y'all supposed to be lawyers and stuff. I don't get it. Oh, they gonna be all in this woman comments. Now they already are. Holly coming home tomorrow, and what a joyous day it would be. Okay. They said Ari filed a 40-page motion. Oh shit. They just tired of wearing the same pink outfits. That's all. Can't keep going out buying new clothes, bro. Okay. They would taint the jury pool if they were wearing colors. It's not fair for Holly. So Ari should put in motion for that. That's what they said they trying to stop, but I hadn't heard that yet. Let me see. She wanted me to play
Client
this.
is innocent. She tries to prove that the state is uncertain. And in Illinois, the burden is 100% on the prosecution. They must prove intent, knowledge, circumstances beyond a reasonable doubt, and if even one of those elements cracks, the case is weak. Ari doesn't swing for emotional sympathy at all. She swings for precision. She's precise. She looks for the gaps and inconsistencies and the assumptions and the overreach. And then she stays on those things real hard. If you've seen her in action, especially in these press conferences, she's really good and meticulous about answering and not answering particular types of questions. I'll call Ari the queen of reasonable doubt because she understands the real secret to winning. She doesn't try to prove her client is innocent. She tries to prove that the state is uncertain. And in Illinois, the burden is 100% on the prosecution. They must prove intent, knowledge, circumstances beyond a reasonable doubt, and if even one of those elements cracks, the case is weak. Ari doesn't swing for emotional sympathy at all. She swings for precision. She's precise. I'll call Ari the...
But let me see. It say they charged her with 6 additional charges because Ari caught headphones lies and they knew they couldn't prove it. Exactly. Yeah, they tearing her up. It's not 6 counts, it's 6 murder counts. That's the prosecutor has to choose from. The prosecutor can only choose the best one that fits the case. Okay. 6 murder counts don't even sound right. Don't even sound legit. Well, see, ChatGPT says something different. But still, she can't have 6 murder. They act like she got a whole new 6 murder charges. And I'm like, how is that? How is that even possible? How is that even possible? Is what I want to know. Well, they took that and they ran with that, girl. They ran with that. They said trying to stop them. Holly is not getting released. Don't listen to Holly's aunt. This is real life. This is no joke. They playing and we serious. She is not getting released. Don't believe the lies. You would think that Holly murdered. Like she was Ted Bundy or somebody, like these people tell it. And all she was doing was taking up for herself. That's it. Key said it's 6. Keys Mo said it's okay, Shay. She said it's 6 counts, not charges. It's a huge difference. The people are getting confused. It actually means the prosecution are not confident in the theory. See, I said that earlier. That's exactly what I said earlier because that's what ChatGPT told me when I put the clip in there. So that's why I said that earlier before y'all had came in. I said it's 6 counts because they statement. I said their statement is falling apart. Ari is breaking it the fuck up. So they had to come up with something just in case something don't go through. They gotta have backup. That's it. I had said that earlier. I'm like, that don't even sound like accurate to say 6 charges. Don't even sound accurate. How is that possible? Yeah, that's exactly what ChatGPT told me. Exactly. That's why I'm like, this can't be. Can't be. I don't know. These people better get it together though. They really think that, you know, that this case is some case like, you know, like somebody like, I can't even think of nobody. Like, I don't even know who to say. She say charges against Cordasia Holly Johnson have been upgraded. She now has 6 charges, more to come. Girl. And they act like they was for certain that she wasn't coming home. It's like, well, damn, what kind of pool do y'all got back there besides Tia Bias tail? Besides Tia. It's like they was for certain that this lady was not coming home. It's like they was for certain. I'm like, God damn, they act like they know for sure. I couldn't believe it. Let's see. She ain't said nothing else. I'm talking about Tia, because I'm looking at her stuff. So Britt Speaks say, out of the 6 accounts, they need to choose one of the 6 that they will stick. Yeah, but I don't think none of them gonna stick, because I think that their case is being broke down. Ari breaking that shit down so bad it ain't even funny. You got the witness with the headphones. Like, how you heard all of this? I already showed y'all in the video. I don't know if y'all seen it, but how she was so far away, plus with headphones. Then she looked out the window for 9 seconds, then turned this way. She just came and she just told a doggone bold-faced lie. Then the other, I think witness number 2, maybe he said that he drove past, he seen the girls, whatever, but he said that he couldn't hear nothing, so he didn't know what happened. So, and I think the other one didn't hear either, because he said he ended up hearing the gunshots when he went into the smoothie shop. So where in the world is, like, I'm just trying to see. And I heard they say that there's other evidence. I mean, there's other witnesses, but I also heard that a lot of those witnesses is for it won't help Ramika. So I don't know if that's why they haven't brought those up, but I heard it won't help Ramika. I really did. So we'll see. We'll see tomorrow. I think continuing this means it's a good sign. Thank you, Brown Sugar. I appreciate it. I think continuing this means a good sign, means that the judge has to go over everything, the motion and everything. And I think once the judge go over the motion and see how the social media outcry is the reason why Holly is locked up and they ain't got nothing to stand on. They ain't standing on business over there. The only thing that they doing is standing on an outcry with over 30,000 people, bullying the law, bullying Holly's family, bullying Holly's supporters. Then they're going to be like, nah, we're going to let this lady out. We're going to let him out. Because she shouldn't be in there. Just point blank, period. We taking up for ourselves. I understand somebody lost their life, but goddamn, you taking up for yourself? Witness number 4, the security officer is no longer a witness. David said he is now stating he was inside when it happened. He knew Holly's lawyer could prove he was there. Girl, I am laughing. I see now, y'all see why they came up with them 6 counts, 6 more counts, because Ari done tore this shit the fuck up. So they had to come with some more counts. Y'all keep listening to Team Ramika and they lies. Hey, Amelia. Y'all keep listening to Team Ramika and they theories and they lies and stuff. Okay. Y'all keep listening to them. Ari is tearing up their witnesses, and they had to come back with 6 more accounts. Okay. They have a weak case. Stevie Wonder can see that this woman was taken up for herself. Stevie Wonder could see what was going on. Exactly, Strawberry Shortcake. Absolutely. The security officer seen how they track witness number 3 and said, oh, hell no, I ain't going. They ain't going to get me for pre-jury. You better say it. Ooh, remember back when Ramika supporters kept saying, how are we going to say the witness didn't see or hear what she said she heard? Laughing my ass off. Well, now there's a video evidence to prove she ain't heard shit. Okay? And that's why they came up with 6 counts. That's why they came up with 6 counts. And then all they can focus on is saying that Team Holly is insensitive. They never seen anybody drag a deceased person. They never seen this. Oh my goodness, justice for her. That's all they can come up with to say. That's all they can come up with to say, because they know that their case is weak. And they know that they're stringing their people along. The family is doing stuff for sympathy. That's it. That's all. And they know their case is weak. They know how their family member was. They know what she would do. They know what she was capable of. They know it. Of course, she didn't deserve to lose her life. Nobody, because we ain't give, God brought us in this world. So, it's up to him to say, what's going to happen or take us away. Not the hands of somebody else. So I get it. But when is somebody going to take accountability for old girl's actions? And nobody is. So that's why I always ask, what do justice look like to them? Because when I hear, oh, Holly going to jail for 60 years, Holly ain't never going to see the day of light, Holly this, I just look at them like they goddamn crazy, y'all. I can't argue with stupid. I can't. It's number 4 said he need his DoorDash job. F y'all. He ain't seen nothing. Man, Ari broke them down and they scattered. So they had to do 6 more counts. I get it. I ain't mad at y'all. Go ahead and try to make that case strong. It don't matter if, I hope she get out tomorrow, but it don't matter if she don't get out tomorrow. It's going to damn trial, baby. And she gonna win it because it was self-defense, period. She ain't, if she don't, I hope like hell she get out tomorrow, but if she don't, just know we going to trial, baby. I'm telling you, we going to trial. Amber, I swear I don't give a damn what they say. I truly feel bad for her family and that Ramika lost her family, but I still believe it was self-defense, and I can believe that and still have sympathy. Absolutely, Lolita. It ain't even funny. It ain't funny how the two and only witnesses for the prosecution spoke to Keys. They all look up to Keys, and Keys is the keys to getting Holly off by them lying ass interviews. Yup. Keys fucked this case up. He fucked it up with all his theories, lies, joking, all of that. Fucked it up. They always want to talk about black on black crimes, but completely excuse Ramika's actions against Holly and her child. Absolutely. Absolutely. Holly was devastated because, and then Ramika was devastated because Holly had a baby by Carlos. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all, we all women, we already know what time it is. You already know. It'd be like, y'all already know what time it is. She was devastated. That's why I don't understand why they say Holly was jealous of her. Why would Holly be jealous of her? 1, she's pretty. She's an it girl. So why would she be jealous of her? 1. 2, she got the man. She with the man that Ramika don't want nobody with. The man that Ramika was trying to confront. The man that Ramika swear she didn't want him, but was blowing him up the night before. Blowing him up. And the one that said, if I see any girl, any woman around you, what am I do? She said she gonna drag him. So why would Holly be jealous of her when she is the one pregnant with the child, with the new baby? He with her. Why would she be jealous? I don't see nowhere where Holly was stalking her, going on her page, looking at her, but I see where Ramika was doing that to her. All that talking about Holly was jealous. Man, please. Man, please. How? How was she jealous? Please tell me. How was she jealous? Y'all just flip this story all the way around. Then whenever y'all talk about Carlos is a beater, but then y'all won't explain when she got those black eyes that she is the one in jail. Carlos didn't go to jail. She is the one in jail. And then y'all don't say that she stabbed Carlos twice. Y'all conveniently leave that stuff out to make it seem like this girl was innocent, like this girl ain't do nothing. It's crazy. Exactly. Ro had one up on all the females because she was the baby mama. But when Holly became pregnant, she lost it. Ro lost it. Devastated. You hear me? Devastated. I hate they are comparing the two women. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And evidently, Los must like what he's seen in Holly. And he done put 2 kids in her. I'm trying to tell you. Now Upper saying that the judge is known for letting people out on pretrial and GPS monitoring, and they reoffend. She said known. What is that? Her way of saying that Holly might be getting out? Is that what you're saying, Real T? If Ramika was born, if Ramika was here and Holly pregnant again, Lord Jesus, we wouldn't even know how this stuff would turn out. Ooh, shoot. Hold on, y'all. I think my son at the door. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. So, baby, when I say Team Meeks, they ain't too happy over there. They ain't. They like, how is she trying to get a leg monitor but pulled a gun out and shot someone, not once but 3 times? You know how many pregnant people go to jail and have to be monitored by nurses? She is no different. Well, there is a difference. She is a murderer and she has no remorse. What you gonna get to drink? Oh yeah. Let me see. No, she put out a gun. She has no remorse. How do they know that this girl don't have no remorse? That's crazy that they can read this girl's mind. And wasn't in no danger. Her baby daddy had the other mother in the headlock. In the headlock that y'all witness said she kept wiggling away from. What reason did she have to go get a gun and come back and poo-poo her? She should have got in the car and left, not return with she didn't return with no gun. See, This story, Keys messed this story all the way up. Keys messed this story all the way up. Keys messed this story up so bad. They say, Carlos, get ready. You next. You the mastermind of it all. Girl, these people something else. I get it, but good God. Ooh, yes, y'all. Hey, Ramona, drop them. Who locks up a person with a black eye? I'm telling you, could tell you was doing something bad. Y'all drop them white hearts in here. We're gonna free Holly. Let me hit hashtag free Holly. Tia, let me tell you again, Tia, please quit bothering Holly. She's not gonna ever speak to you, especially without her lawyer. Leave Tia, leave Ari alone, leave Holly's family alone, and leave Holly alone. They're not gonna talk to you, so please just leave them alone. Quit requesting to speak to Holly while she locked up, because she's not gonna speak to you, baby. She's not speaking to you. We don't trust you. You biased. Ain't nobody talking to you. So please stop. Leave the family alone. They will never speak to you. They don't trust you. You twist words around, baby. So leave them alone, Tia Ewing. Okay? Leave them alone. I see, yeah, they delusional. I agree. Yeah, y'all dropping them white hearts. I see y'all. I see Ramika's sister trying to, them videos dropping of her sister. Now she trying to say Ramika is an alpha female. No, she wasn't no alpha female. No, no, she wasn't that. She was a hell raiser. She raised plenty damn hell. And it caught up with her. And I want her family to take accountability of her behavior. That's what I want. I want her family to take accountability of her behavior. No, they sure don't. They don't believe in accountability because they won't even take accountability for her behavior, what she been doing. What she was doing, they won't even accept the truth. The truth hurts. Truth can make you go cry and everything else, but you got to be able to accept the truth, and that's what they not doing. If you say anything against Ramika, then you're insensitive. You don't even have to say nothing bad, but you're insensitive. You're insensitive. You disrespect the family. You this and you that. No. Exactly, Tory Childs. Never will Holly ever speak to you, Tia. Never. 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 Hold on, y'all. Plenty of alpha female plenty hell alpha female my ass acting ape shit crazy, acting like a crash out. Alpha females are not crash outs. Lord, I hope this. I hope my. Never mind. Let me shut up. Let me just shut up because I want to remain respectful at all times. But they be doing the most. Them supporters be doing the most. Them supporters crazy as hell. What's up, Real Talk? What's up? Let me see what these people. Let me look at some stuff before I get off. Make sure I covered everything. See, make sure I cover everything before I get off. Oh, they just for sure. Oh, yeah, she gonna be locked up. Yeah, she gonna remain locked up. Like, how do you know? Thank you, Real Talk. Thank you for that super chat. She say Holly would never talk to Tia. Absolutely. Free Holly. I'm off tomorrow. I'm celebrating. We're gonna have our wine and everything tomorrow, y'all. Tomorrow night. So if I say RM had anger issues, which we all can clearly see in those videos, instead of me speaking the truth, I'm disrespectful, baby. Bye. Yep, that's what they say. If you say that she had anger issues, if you say anything, they will say that you disrespectful, that you're insensitive and stuff like that. Although they say all these mean things about Holly, call her Ho Holly, just call her all kind of names about her, Carlos, Holly's family, all of that. And it's okay for them to do that. It's okay for them to be rude. It's okay for them to do all of that. I don't think nobody has called Ramika names, called her a hoe, called her ugly, called her any of that, or her family. But we are insensitive, they say. Yeah, they say insensitive. Yep, that's what they say. Like, what? Insensitive? Y'all crazy. Yep, them white hearts, they gonna be mad. So tomorrow, y'all, I hope for the best for her. I hope she can come on home and be comfortable for her with her pregnancy, y'all. Because y'all know how it is. Y'all women, we know how it is when you pregnant. And a jail ain't a place that you want to be at while you pregnant. Especially when you're not really like this person that they're trying to paint you to be, that you're not like that. And I know how it feels to be painted a way that you're not, right? I know how it feels. So, yeah, they can't get me. Nope. We can't understand because you already know how they are. You already know how these people are. Yes, drop them white hearts, baby. Drop them. Drop them white hearts. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe to my channel, please. If you for Holly, please subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, baby. I'm waiting on Tori Childs to respond to you, Lolita, before I get off. But I think I'm coming right back because I had a live set yesterday. Thank you. I had a live set yesterday that I didn't do because it was too much going on, and I think I'm going to do it. Hey, Sadie, how you doing, boo? I get them another minute to come in and say what they gonna say. See if they gonna say anything. Respond back to you, Lolita. Hey, Holly, almost free. Hey, Holly, almost free. Hey, the judge looking over that motion right now and looking at all this social media outcry, looking at this weak ass witnesses statement like, man, let that lady out. All right, y'all, I'm finna get off. I will talk to y'all later. You will never understand it because it's stupid. It only fits their narrative. You'll never understand it. All right, y'all, I'm finna get off. I'll talk to y'all. I'm finna come back, though. I'll talk to y'all a little later because I want to talk about yesterday, too. All right, bye, y'all. She said, I agree with you. I'm just saying they will use insensitive in the statement you gave. Yep, that's exactly what they do.